Hello and welcome to The Wrong Podcast, a show where we watch and discuss all the films in the life a show where we watch and discuss all the films and lifetimes of the Wrong series. I'm Claudia.
And I'm Jory, the only one. I'm not the wrong Jory. You might be thinking, why'd it take so long to do this? Like, because I'm a fraud.
Well, today we are going to be talking about The Wrong Man, 2017, directed by, of course, David Kodo, and written by Robert Dean Klein, Jeffrey Schenk, and Peter Sullivan. Jory, what'd you think of The Wrong Man?
There were parts of this that were like hitting some absurd highs that the other ones haven't, and then parts of it that were I kind of like spaced out during that. It was just kind of like we gotta get this moving. Like,
Yeah.
there's stuff in there where I was like, holy shit, this is fucking ridiculous, and then I was just like, what are we doing here?
Think that's fair. I thought it was okay. It was one of these movies. There was something in here. I don't even remember what it was that prompted me to say this, but there was a line or something that I just blurred out. Like, I think I fucking love this series. And like it is just like so absurd all the time.
Yeah.
And I just it's very fun in the rhythms that it takes and the ways that it plays with it. Also, me and Elle, who I've been watching a lot of these movies with, as well as Sylvie, made a wrong bingo card.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna send you a link to it right now. Uh, it's like 30 or 35 what do you call it, squares that it randomly gives you an assortment of, including such classics as Jason Shane Scott, main actor in Nothing Else, wrong using a fake name. Important sport plot point, wrong as a woman. Homoeroticism, flashback, teenager as an orphan, actor way older than character. Wrong is hit over the head, Vivica says the title. Takes place partly at a school. Free space is Vivica A. Fox. Movie just ends. Wrong plan makes no sense. Wrong kills accomplice. Jogging. Wrong is a teenager. Police are useless. Jessica Morris. Obvious secret cameras. Someone is stabbed. Degrassi alumnus. That one guitar riff. And wrong kills two people. There's like 10 more, but I don't have them in front of
me. That's incredible. Now
and
you home can play along with us.
Yeah, I mean we can include this bingo card in the description. It stays up, so yeah, good site. Bingo Baker. Great little site. Jory, what were your predictions for The Wrong Man?
So it's gonna feel like it was the first one written, and then a lot of these all kind of go into the same stuff that of basically being, I thought this was going to be the most straightforward Lifetime evil stalker man movie in the franchise because it's the wrong man. Like, if I just take you so long to get to just the wrong guy, that's like where you start, and then you go more ridiculous as it goes on.
Yeah, it does really feel like this should have been the first one.
Because I was like, I'm gonna try and start predicting Vivica A. Fox's occupations in the movie, and I was expecting saleswoman. I think she'd be in sales. Sales of what? Doesn't matter. Just an office level salesperson. I don't understand SaaS jobs, but I see them listed a lot, and I imagine that's what someone says when they're in sales, is something that has them at a computer, and they look at a spreadsheet, and the numbers go up, and then they get to say they have a real job, which is wild that that's the world we live in, but that's a lot of people's real jobs.
Yep.
I figured the wrong man is going to be like a, kind of mixing two of them ahead here. I figure this is going to be like a Lifetime version of a Hallmark movie, if that makes sense, because the Hallmark has the like things of overworked business lady returns home to find that she just needs to get away from her business, and who's going to melt the frost around her heart this Christmas? It's going to be the apple pie baker who teaches her that she needs to just relax. And Oh, I thought
Jory,
it'd
I
be.
have. Sorry to interrupt, but I have
Yeah.
wonderful news for you for like 20 movies from now. There's one of these that is essentially a the wrong parody version of one of those Lifetime like falling in love with a prince movies.
Ooh. Because I thought it would be like something where, for whatever reason, Jessica Morris moves back home or has to visit back home, and she's there with her boyfriend or husband, and the relationship is on shaky ground. And the like local guy who's either like an ex-boyfriend from when she was in high school, or like childhood friend or something, a guy who already has a connection to her.
Mhm.
Because I thought maybe they could try and make the wrong man title make a little bit sense, where it's like he's the wrong guy, he's not the guy he used to be, so he's like obsessive
Mm.
with her, and it's like at first because they have that connection, it's like driving a wedge into her relationship with her partner, and then he once it hits the hour mark, the guy goes completely evil, and that's when we get the drama.
Mhm.
Um, I was just thinking we'd get like a super by the numbers thing, but uh, some of the stuff in this is weird choices that I don't know what it really does for the movie. What did you have?
Yeah. So, my first one is a comment that leads into my prediction. This poster is awful for this movie. It's the worst poster yet, and it looks like the cover of like a $2 Amazon book. And I've read a lot of $2 Amazon books.
I
Um,
should also say we are not watching Alfred Hitchcock's The Wrong Man.
oh, I forgot I was gonna do that bit. I forgot it was going to be like today we were talking about The Wrong Man, 1959, Alfred Hitchcock. And
Because
then I was going to say, because there's another The Wrong Man that's not Hitchcock
there's like
or this
5 of them if
movie.
you type it in into the
Yeah.
letterbox.
I forgot the bit though. Oh, and it's 56, not 59. My apologies, everyone. Yeah, the poster was awful, and my prediction as a result was that this one was going to be really bad. Which I was wrong about. It's not really bad. It's not the worst one. It's kind of middle of the road so far.
Yeah.
Like if I was to rank these, I would probably put this at like number 3.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Vivica is either the star or a secondary star. Either way, big part. Not true. Jessica Morris's character is widowed, not divorced or ambiguously single. Also incorrect. Ambiguously single, actually. Um, Vivica is going to set her up with the wrong man. Untrue. I'm batting 0 at this point. The wrong man is working with someone else, and I think it won't make sense. I was half right. He was working with someone else, which I don't know. It's not really a spoiler to say that 5 movies in.
No.
It's more of a spoiler when they're not working with someone else.
Yeah.
But the plan, I will admit, did make sense. I thought that the wrong man was going to be a blue collar worker, or he was going to be like an artist, like a photographer. Neither were exactly correct unless you count nurse as blue collar, which not really. And secret cameras and break in. I believe secret cameras, but no break in. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's. I guess maybe a break in is implied? Just the
Maybe?
like the thing where it's like because I'm a little bit confused. This was skipping way ahead, but when it's like the last thing she said was "he's here,"
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
and it's like, what's that mean? Like, is he just not supposed to be in the house at the time? Is that's why she's saying it like that, or what's
I
going on?
guess. Theoretically? I know Grandpa also does have dementia. Like not to discount everything he's saying, but maybe he's
Yeah.
not remembering the words quite right. Uh, so Jory, do you want to get into this one?
We open up on later in the film, much like the first one, with
Mm-hmm.
Vivica A. Fox climbing up some stairs in an attic she finds like a little pocketbook, flips through it, sees in a safe that there's a gun, and she goes, "Oh, a gun!" But she doesn't say it, but she looks like she is shocked at a gun being just there in the safe. And
Yeah.
then someone puts a hand over her mouth, and then we get the title card, and we don't know what's gonna happen to her till about another 58 minutes or so.
Probably a bit longer, honestly. But
Where
I will say these movies do good cold opens.
yes, they do. They like get you in. They know you're hooked. That like gonna get you hooked so that like you're gonna sit down and watch for, I don't know, with commercial breaks probably takes about 2 hours of your day. Stock footage shots of just California traffic, and we cut to Jessica Morris running just like jogging through town, and the first thing I wrote down, because his name pops from the credits, is this guy's name is Ribba Hillis.
Yeah, he's actually married to
Yeah,
Jessica Morris.
yeah, they married 2 years ago, which
Yeah,
I
congrats to them.
I can see why they have really great chemistry in this movie. But at the same time, though, I did write it down because when she was talking to the more like vaguely rugged, long-haired guy who looks like Jeff Fahey in The Lawnmower Man, she has pretty good chemistry with him too. So I think she's just like, oh, she's a pretty good actress. She's like, you
Yeah.
can slot her in, and she's gonna work well with anyone she's with, which is probably good if you're gonna have a career off of Lifetime movies.
Yeah, Jessica Morris is super likable.
Yeah, while she's jogging, she gets she goes to her friend Vivica Fox, who is her editor, because she is a celebrity gossip rag writer.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know if you have it, but I have her article in front of me that she wrote because I wanted to read it on the podcast.
I did stop and read it, so I'm very glad that you wrote it down. Please regale us with Kim Cassidy's article.
So it is in like a program that looks like it'd be used for writing. I don't use Mac. I'm not familiar with Mac, so I can't say for the how accurate it is, but it's "Who Will David Propose to by Kim Cassidy" with like a heart next to it with a question mark. We all know him as that smart talking actor on the best TV show of the season, but do we really know what is going inside the mind of a star? I've got the scoop you've been waiting for, and it's not what you think. David was always the last person you would think to settle down and get married, but hold on, folks. Lauren was the only woman that has worked with David on all his movies, the same girl who created the TV drama about life in Hollywood. So, I'm thinking that she may know David a little better than the co-stars he is working with now. But let's get to the point. We all want to that special someone who will care and who will put up with our crazy lifestyles, right? Lorem ipsum dolor sitamet liquua suspendis. I can't tell what the rest of the words were with it being cut off, but when I paused it, read it, I laughed really hard that they couldn't get it fill the whole page.
Yeah.
They almost
Like
were there. Almost!
they had half a line, and they were just like, whatever, no one's gonna pause and read this.
This is on television. You can't pause television.
Exactly. It's me, Mr. Lifetime.
Yeah.
You can't pause television. No one's gonna care.
And a new job on the board for Vivica. She's an editor. So that puts her
Yep.
at cop, small business owner, programmer, nurse, and then editor.
Yeah, and then she gets a call that her grandmother had an accident. And when I heard that she had an accident, I didn't immediately go to, oh, she died from it. So when it hard cut to a funeral, I laughed.
Yeah, it's such a like a harsh change, especially with the opening we saw was Vivica Fox getting like grabbed. So this is a complete like turn from what was set up there. That like I'm immediately like, what is going on? Where are we going with the plot here? Grandma's
Yeah.
dead. So how are we getting to the wrong man from this? and it's the setup for that is kind of creative. It's an interesting like premise, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's a
The
different tone.
Yeah,
I like that, we'll learn about the plot later, but she essentially stumbles into the wrong man. The
yeah.
wrong man is not coming after her.
The last four movies have all kind of been they're doing pretty good in their life, and then bad guy shows up.
Yeah.
Here, she's we learn back to back at this funeral that this girl had a rough year or so in her life.
Yep.
Because at the funeral, we already know coming from the previous scene that she's not making it as a writer. She does like freelance work. She doesn't have like a full-time position. Vivica's trying to get her to be a part of the crime beat, so she's just publishing her celebrity gossip stories in the local newspaper, which
I
I figure
guess.
that stuff is syndicated if it even has it. I don't know if my hometown's newspaper, at least when I was reading it as a 10-year-old when I went to a diner with my grandma after martial arts classes, I don't remember seeing celebrity gossip in there, but I also just read the
Yeah.
funnies, so. Anyway, into the
Yeah,
funeral.
so grandma's dead, right?
Yeah, grandma's dead. We learn grandpa has Alzheimer's, and I'm not gonna knock this older actor. I imagine pulling off Alzheimer's is incredibly difficult. I know that there's that movie from a few years ago that was like people talked about it a lot, where it's kind of from the perspective of an older person going through that. I
Hmm.
remember in the film class I had, a kid was like raving about it because he was really impressed by it. But I'm a hack fraud and I didn't look it up because I didn't even think about it till now. But I'm sure portraying Alzheimer's is incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
The way he portrays it is just kind of like acting like a 4-year-old, which I think
Yeah.
gets the point across for a movie. But the only time it like bugged me is when he's unresponsive to her, because it just
Yeah.
reminds me of when with my sister she did this when she was visiting too, because I don't know, when she got to an age where she's like more aware of being embarrassed of things, so she'd like not speak when she didn't want to talk about something she's embarrassed by. Like when I'd ask her about uh playing her instrument or like stuff she was doing at school, sometimes she'd like, I don't know, feel awkward about telling me. But when she's like really little, I'd like tell her to do something or not to do something, or like ask her about something, and she would just ignore me because she didn't want to
Hmm.
respond or acknowledge it or whatever. And that's just kind of the vibe I got from him when she's like, "Grandpa, this." It just feels like he's going, I'm watching my shows. Leave me alone,
Yeah.
lady." Because
No, huge
what
agree
he
on that.
sees her at the funeral, he's like, "I don't know you," like a little kid
Yeah.
would.
I feel like the from my own experience with my own grandmother, they people with Alzheimer's, I feel generally when they don't know someone, they just try and be polite. Like, but you can tell that they don't know you.
Yeah, this
I
is
don't know.
with my great grandpa, and I'm gonna preface this with saying, to anyone listening, this is gonna sound worse than it is, but I swear I'm
Oh
fine. It's
shit.
something that's been my entire life. So my dad died when I was like 1, so I've never knew the guy. Got to get it out of the way for the story. It's something I've done my entire life. Be like, okay, let's just be chill. It's been fine.
Hmm.
Didn't know the guy. It's
It
not
can be
something I'm like
normal.
sad about. So my great grandpa had like it was pretty bad when I met him. It got worse after, to where he was speaking his like native language and stuff.
Hmm.
He wasn't really speaking English anymore. But when I saw him when I was like 10 years old, he kept mistaking me for my dad, and then we'd go, "No, John's been gone a long time. This is his son Jory." And I was like, "Yeah, great grandpa, I'm his son." He's like, "Oh yeah, that's right." And then he'd tell me a story about like uh losing his dad and stuff, and this happened like
Oh.
3 or 4 times during the visit. And
Hmm.
it's just I found it fun because he was never like it never came across like this where and I know it's going to be different for everyone, so we can't
Yeah.
say definitively, but the tone, the vibe was never like too bad. It was just him being like, "Oh shit, you're right." That's or he'd say like in Chamorro like a specific swear word that I can't remember, but he'd say like, "Oh, yeah, that's right," and then he'd just go on and tell me the story.
That's nice.
But this is when we're introduced to his caretaker, Joey.
Yeah, Joey. What do you think of Joey?
You know, he it seems I like his plan and everything that's going on cuz big surprise, all the men we're introduced to are bad guys. All the
Yeah.
not like older guys we're introduced to are bad guys overall. Um he seems believable as like a caretaker. He's like when my grandma was older, when I was living with her, she had like someone like a nurse who would stop by sometimes, and like the vibe was very similar to like
Mm.
how he was talking with grandpa, and he came across like that, and it made the like switch work really well. At least
Hmm.
for the first one, when that happened, it felt like almost like a real movie and not a TV movie. When that like first switch happened, because he's like prepping and he's like still going along with it when the other guy can't see. And it's like, oh, cool. This feels like cinematic,
Yeah.
which feels dumb because it's a movie, but
Yeah. Uh yeah, Joey's pretty good. He's definitely, I agree, a believable character in a lot of regards. At least at the beginning of the movie. You know,
yeah,
when the movie goes bonkers at the end, as per usual, it gets a little less believable. But you know.
yeah,
Um but man, Rib Hillis acts his fucking heart out the entire time.
absolutely.
He is going for the Emmy.
the
Uh
the funeral introduces a lot of characters, and I think this is where like the cracks in the foundation are starting, because
mm,
I do think these movies take a lot of care to like explain away a lot of stuff for so just so you're not worrying about it. But then this like here they they bring in the fact that her parents died in a car accident like a year previous, and that's obviously to be like, well, that's why there's no one for a grandma and grandpa. That's why there's a caretaker. That's why she hasn't been visiting, because her parents dying kind of put her into a space where she like felt guilty, and she just didn't have the drive to go see her grandparents. And a lot of that stuff is like, yeah, we're setting things up, and then we just have late night caretaker lady here for a quick thing later, but it doesn't feel natural the way she's placed in, even though it does lead to like suspicion. And then we have long hair guy who is first established as like an adversary against Joey, but at the same time none of the other scenes really give that vibe of he's on the other side, especially when you can immediately tell he's the ones with the fucking cameras in the grandparents' house.
yeah, and like he says like you gotta watch out for Joey. Meanwhile, Joey is peeking out menacingly from behind a tree like he's fucking Michael Myers. Uh,
He's popping out like, oh, there's a gif. Yeah. This, sorry for the Reddit link, but it's the it's the, it's the best one I had of like for the listener, a like wrestler. It's like a backstage segment with a wrestler, and then another guy just like pops out on accident because he's like going through the arena and didn't realize, so he like just pops back in.
yeah. Uh, um, yeah, they do introduce like several characters in a row here, and about I don't know, there are a few of them that don't really matter. Like the secondary caretaker, like she, I don't know, in theory is notable to the plot, but like I think she's only gonna come up like one other time in this summary.
Yeah.
Um, and The guy Gary Moore, someone they gave a first and last name to. He's like he works with the caretakers, I think. Older guy.
He's I think some kind of lawyer. Cause when he showed up,
Oh
I was like,
yeah.
I don't get who the fuck this guy is. They're introducing too many people, and then he doesn't show up later until right at the end when he's like, "Hey, Grandma and Grandpa signed over the house to him, and it's not uncommon
To the
for this
wrong
to
man.
happen. Precedence is not on your side because it's pretty common for elderly people to sign stuff over to their caretakers when their family is not active in their lives anymore."
Yeah.
That's what he's introduced here, and then he doesn't come back till like there's 10 minutes left of the movie almost.
You didn't even have to introduce him here. You could have just been like, you're my grandparents' lawyer? And he's like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm Gary Moore.
And when they have like all these people going on, we see like the Joey peeking from the tree and coming back out, and we like see the camera view into the house. I'm like, what is the secret plot that's happening? You're giving away that there's a secret plot a little too quick, even though I know what I'm in for. Still feels a little too soon. I'm still
Yeah, we
approaching
got
these like they're
spoiled by the
real
last
movies.
movie. I was unclear basically the entire time whether the the people in this house knew that these cameras were here, because normally when we have a secret camera thing, we have a little scene where the wrong person breaks into the house and puts the cameras in. But these ones are like huge, first of all, and they're already in the house, which I guess makes sense when we find out the like plan. But it felt like, oh, were these like installed by like at the request of the nursing facility or whatever, like a just in case kind of thing, and like they're being hacked or something? I don't think that ends up being the case.
No, there's a scene. I can't remember where it was placed, but there's a scene where it's at like an. I think it's more towards the end when she's like, uh, staying with Grandpa. Yeah, and it's like at a weird angle. Like there's a scene where there's a shot where it's at a weird angle. She's doing something when she's taking care of Grandpa, and I was like, "Oh, it's at a weird angle because we're from the point of view of the camera, and she's gonna look up and notice, and that's when she's gonna start to realize things are more and more weird than they've already come out to be." But no, they just chose to have a weird shot there.
Yeah, David Dakota just likes to mix it up sometimes.
Yeah.
Keep you on your toes. The grandpa, like during the middle of the funeral, is like, I don't want to be here. I want to go home. And the others, like, he says this very loudly, and his nurses are like, Grandpa, like, we gotta stay here. Which, like, no, you don't. Just fucking take him home. And then, secondly, like, after after I think Joey takes Grandpa, Kim and the other caretaker have like a whole conversation. It's like, guys, this is a funeral. Can you shut the fuck up? And
Yeah.
then once Grandpa goes, the funeral just kind of stops. They just kind of everyone leaves. Like the priest, even he kind of like gives a shrug. It's very he's kind of like in the background, but he's like, okay, I guess it's over. Just found that scene real weird. Not the weirdest funeral scene I've ever seen. That one goes to to the Life is Strange bonus chapter where it takes place on the day that Chloe's dad dies, and at the very end we see a bit of that funeral, and the Caulfields leave from the funeral to go move to fucking Portland or wherever. Like all their shit is packed onto their car, and it's like real fucking classy, guys. Anyway,
That would be a bad vibe going into the funeral if you were just them too. It's like, yeah, we gotta like split after this.
yeah,
I wouldn't be
yeah,
able
we
to
gotta
focus.
move. Oh
Uh,
man,
yeah, we also get a setup of like her talking on the phone to Vivica, just being like, "Hey, yeah, there's this caretaker there. I wish you could be here." It's like, yeah, sucks that I can't be there for you. I'll probably be there soon though, right? Setting up that she's gonna show up eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And once she gets to the house, I do think Joey is like, he's really weird with how he says stuff sometimes, which kind of I think would work a little bit better if we weren't 5 movies into a franchise where we know not to trust a character who's not introduced to us right away,
Yeah.
to where we could assume that he's a bad guy. We also, in this, we get cuts to someone watching them on a camera, and we see like the
Yeah.
camera there. What is there? We see he's watching the Game Show Network, and boy, I want a full
Yeah.
episode of whatever the fuck he's watching, because it's just called The Game. And
Was it just called The Game? It looked like Family Feud
I
on
think it's supposed
like
to
the
be
worst green screen on earth.
I think it's like Family Feud, but it's just called The Game. And
Nice.
routinely we see them getting bad at the show, like, he doesn't know anything. And like
Yeah.
one of the times she mistakes it for like him getting mad at her. But it looks like a fake thing you see in like a video game when you turn on the TV show and the TV and you go, oh, fun, they have something that plays on the TV in the video game.
It's so bad it almost feels purposeful. It feels like a joke.
Yeah, because we get like audio from the TV show a little bit too, which makes it feel like they're having fun. Like,
Yeah.
they took the time to shoot that. There's a small chance that this has been in 19 other films made by David Dakota in the last 5 years from this movie, but also they took the time to shoot it.
We're told that what happened to Grandma is that she fell down the stairs in the middle of the night. And we get a weird little flash of it where Grandma fucking goes ass over tea kettle over the banister. Like,
I
you didn't need to show us that, but I'm very glad that you did.
I laughed so
Another
hard.
big laugh from me.
And I replayed it at the time. I'm a bad person because I replayed it like 5 times. Because it's not like shot like a dramatic way. It's like a kind of far off shot, and it's a cut too. It has a quick cut that feels like a punchline with how quick it is. That it feels like a joke.
Yeah, it really does. They have fun with this one.
But like setting this up is they go upstairs and they're like talking, and it's like just kind of like sad about everything that's happened. He conveniently lives in the guest house. I think there's a scene that felt weird, but he's like he's explaining the medications, and I don't know if this was intended as it, but not only because of the unfortunate state of the world we're in right now, but also because of people in my personal life who are, been kind of like this, and they get weirdly upset when you talk about these kinds of medications. They might have their reasons, but it always like kills the vibe, even if you're having fun. He says he takes Wellbutrin, like for depression. It works sometimes, but also so does like going out in the sun. It's like, is that like a slight dig at people who need to take antidepressants? Like, just go outside. That'll help you. Like it.
Just be happy.
Yeah, it's like, you don't have to take all this crap. Like, that's kind of how that line felt to me.
Yeah. Also, weird to take Wellbutrin some of the time.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Antidepressants, you need to take those regularly.
Yeah.
As somebody who is on Wellbutrin, trust me. I wrote here, I wrote the exact quote, Wellbutrin works most of the time, but so does walk in the sun. And then I wrote, thank you, doctor.
Yeah. It's just the way he delivers it just feels like, is he saying that medication's bullshit? I don't know. I also wrote down, because there's he explains like they're talking about her job, and he has like a face, and he's like trying to be nice about it, but she's like, yeah, soul sucking, it's bad, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I didn't want to say it, but that sounds like it sucks ass. And I wrote down how people react when I say I have a podcast. Which actually isn't true. If you're listening to this and you ever think, man, I want to do a podcast, but I've seen 90,000 tweets about how only straight white men have podcasts and it's annoying. Those people are miserable. Every time I tell someone I do a podcast, if they're normal, they go, "Oh, that's really cool. I always want to do
Yep.
something, but I just don't have the time." Don't let misanthropes online who are never happy talk you out of doing a project. It's never too late. It's fun to have hobbies.
Agreed. Yeah, that's the reaction I always get too.
After this, Grandpa says the police came twice. Like,
Yeah, the night that Grandma died, the police came twice. Once before she died, and then once after. Which I thought was some nice like intrigue in this moment.
yeah, it like gives us like, oh, the police show up later. Joey says that it's because Grandma had a scare, thought something was going on with Grandpa, so she called the police, and then they showed up, left, and then police came after the fall. We're like,
Yes.
is this what actually happened?
What, you can't trust Joey? Jory? Then we get a weird, horny scene for like a couple of minutes.
They're so horned up for each other.
They're like on balconies across like not the street exactly, but like, you know, he's in his side house and she's in the regular house in like a robe. And he's like with his shirt off and she like takes her fucking like robe off and they're sexting each other, you know, lifetime sexting.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what, can I not be here?
It feels
I feel like I'm invading.
Yeah, and it feels like it should go past where it does, because he's posed sexily at like a window. She's like posed sexily at the banister and like giving him eyes, and they're sending text messages back like. And the one, because I wrote down because it's weird, it implies that we're not gonna do it right now, but like soon. Says try to get some sleep. I'll see you in the morning, winky face, which to me means, oh, he's gonna like climb into bed in the morning and they're gonna have fun when they wake up. And it's like, no, that's just being used as a
he
flirty
literally
face, I
will
guess.
see her in the morning. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like sometimes like Dakota wants these movies to be a little more risque because that's like what he likes to make, but I think Lifetime is holding him back.
This one especially comes across that way because of a scene, the scene that happens after their date. We'll get to it pretty soon, but that one's like, holy shit.
Oh my god, this moment here like actually gave me some like fight or flight for a split second where Kim is out jogging and Joey fucking like sprints at her. like
he looks like he's going to get her.
Both times, he's like an apex predator.
When she bumps into the guy with the long hair, it also feels like he's trying to get her when they bump into each other. Which he probably like kind of knowing who he is later, it kind of seems like it, but doesn't seem like a cute accident like it should for the movie. It feels aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, even that one feels more like a woo, haha, whoops, funny we ran into each other, than this one that feels like that scene in Get Out with the fucking grandpa.
Yeah. I made that comparison to Get Out in this because a little bit skipping ahead just a little bit. She calls Vivica is like talking about how hot this guy is, how hot Joey is, and she's like, no, you need to like fucking not just bang this dude. I'm gonna do some background research, and just tells her assistant to do it. And it's kind of like the friend from Get Out who's like, no, you can't trust these white people. You can't. No, they be doing these kinds of things. You can't trust them.
And you know what? They're both right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually the next plot point I have, basically, except that Joey is also an orphan, and that he was taken care of by his grandparents growing up. And that is, Kim is like, oh, that's why you do this. And he's like, yeah.
Guess so.
After she hangs up with Kim, calls in, like, an investigative reporter or someone, and is like, "Hey, can you look into this Joey guy for me?" And he's like, "You got it, boss." Glad that she has that at her fucking disposal.
I know it's not the case, but I like to believe it makes it more fun. If that's this guy's job, is to just like
Yeah.
Vivica Fox goes, "Man, I have a bad feeling about a guy," and he goes, "Of course, I'm on it. I'll find
Honestly,
everything you need to know about a guy."
sounds like a great job. It's basically a private investigator, but you work just for Vivica Fox. We talked to the cops very briefly. Kim goes and talks to the detective who was there the night that her grandma died. We get basically the same information. The detective says that when grandma came out after the first time the police were called and said, "Oh, sorry, it was a mistake," she had this look in her eye like something was still wrong. Kim asks basically like, "Did you do any follow up on this?" And he's like, "No, I didn't. If only I were the police or someone who could investigate." That's
Yeah.
the energy that he brings. Like, what can I do?
No, old people, they call the cops for anything. They call the cops if someone on the TV show they don't like is being mean. So we can't care about this. Sorry. Sorry about
Yeah.
grandma.
Sorry that grandma fucking died, I guess. Whatever. Then they have a date.
Yeah.
Kim and Joey.
They
They
have
get kind of hot and heavy in this fucking bar.
yeah, the scene that I think was repurposed. I feel like they shot this else for something else. This is like extra footage. This is going against what I know is the process for David Dakota's filmography, but they're like kind of silent and they're like necking each other and like there's no dialogue. You see him like kind of say something to her, but there's just music blaring over it. And I feel
Yeah.
like this is like a scene that was cut like into sometime into production after they shot it, so they're like, well, we're gonna use it anyway.
Mm.
Because it gives me that vibe of like there's more to this scene than just like it didn't give me the same vibe as the like we're a family now scene from The Wrong Child.
Yeah. And it's like it's so weird, yeah, because it is kind of like a halfway scene between like a full date like we've seen in other movies and like a montage. It's just like a montage, but there's only one scene.
Yeah. And after they're getting hot and heavy at the bar, they come home.
Because they get a call from Grandpa.
Yeah. So they got the ladies there, and they tuck Grandpa into bed, go around the corner, and then they just start fucking. Grandpa's right there.
Literally,
They start like
Grandpa,
stripping each other down. The way Grandpa's asleep. Grandpa
he's not
can.
even asleep yet.
he-
He's right there.
He's got Alzheimer's, but he could like hear. I don't know.
Yeah. It's so the literally just go down the hall.
Yeah, it's
Like
hard.
literally any further.
Have be like giggly and grabby at each other while you're running to the guest house. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
it's gonna be a little more fun. Grandpa's right there. You don't need to strip down right there. They're just getting real into it. They're stripping down, banging against the wall. And this is when we cut to I don't remember the guy who he lives across the street's name, but
Nick,
yeah,
I
Nick.
believe.
He's the one who's been watching them on the cameras. So he's the who we're supposed to think is the bad guy at this point. Around here is when I thought that maybe, even though he seems suspicious, I thought that maybe he was going to come across as the bad guy at first, but he's actually the good guy, and the bad guy is the guy who seems like the good guy. It's going to be a switcheroo, a reverse there.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they're just kind of both bad guys.
No, yeah, no. Sorry to spoil it, viewers, but both of them were bad. There was also a moment that I had where I was like, oh, it was at the funeral where they introduced Joey, and I was immediately like, bad guy, bad guy, bad guy. He's the bad guy. And then and then Nick shows up, and I'm like, bad guy, bad guy, bad guy.
Yeah, because
Like,
he's like, hey, let me know if he's like weird to you. It's like, that's setting something up, but it's like, why is he doing that if they're on the same side?
Yeah, a really weird thing to do.
I guess maybe like he knows that that Joey's a little weird, so that he's like wants to make sure it doesn't get too far because things are already worse than the plan, but it doesn't. It just makes it confusing.
Yeah, maybe he's like kind of using her to keep Joey in line in a way, but I don't know.
The next day, she goes for another run, and they bump into each other. He also looks like he's gonna take her out when they bump into each other.
Yeah.
And I'm getting mixed up there. Up here, okay, yes, there's like having a conversation, kind of like meeting up, and it's like, yeah, good neighbor, whatever. Then she goes on another date with Joey, and start talking. We see him like peering from a tree watching them. It's like, what's going on? Oh, something I wrote down about the girl who's also being a caretaker is she asks how they know each other, and the way she delivers the line is like she didn't know her line, like she wasn't confident in it, because she goes, Parker Care Center.
Yeah, it does feel like she's looking off screen at that point.
Yeah. They have a dinner date, which there's a lot of alarm bells in here, but this is when I started to get like baffled, um, because they're just like having a nice time. She's like, "Hey, tell me a story about when from like things with my grandparents that I wouldn't know, from living with them. Like your grandma would always, no matter what, if someone come by to help at the house, she would insist on feeding them."
Yeah, weird energy from Grandma.
Having the conversation, a guy pops up, like, "Holy shit, it's fucking Sean, dude. How's it going?" And he's like, "No, you have me mistaken for someone else." I'm like, this kid is half his age. How the fuck do they know each other? How is he mistaking him? What kind of older guys are you hanging out with?
And he specifically says, "What are you doing in this zip code?"
Yeah, yeah. Which, I don't know, I guess maybe this kid, he works at a restaurant. He's really friendly with like the cooking staff.
Yeah.
But it's just like, hey man, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. What are you doing? He's like, no, I'm someone else. You're getting me mixed up with someone else. You're fucking blowing my cover. What the fuck are you doing, kid? It's like, you got me mixed up with someone. It's like, oh, sorry, I mixed you up with someone. I'll get you free drinks because of it.
Yeah. Real nice, I guess. Yeah, then Joey meets up with him later. Kid is like, "Oh, I knew that was you, Sean." And he's like, "Yeah, I gotta keep a low profile, man. Hey, why don't you go and look in your car for a second while I put these ominous gloves on?" And he
Yeah.
chokes his ass out. Yeah, I did appreciate that this is our first wrong that does not kill with a knife.
He feels like more his like killing is a behavior, like it's a thing about him because it is a choice to put on the gloves.
Yeah, that's
Like
not something that that's something that you have to learn to do.
yeah, it's like vaguely premeditated. He knows to do it. It gives a cool visual too. I do think it's fun. It's like he goes, "Okay, yeah, let me turn around so I can let you kill me." He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you." As he's putting on the gloves, and it also looks cool. I wrote down
Yeah.
badass gloves.
Honestly, yeah. It is really good, like maybe visual shorthand isn't the word, but it's like, oh, okay. Like this is how it's going down. I'm surprised they used like his elbow to choke him out though. I kind of assumed that he was just gonna strangle him.
I do think this might be a TV thing where I feel like this would be a
Yeah.
note of like a hand strangling is more violent than like a chokehold. Like
That makes
visually
sense, yeah.
gets across more violence. I know, like, for obvious reasons besides like the child abuse stuff, I know that's another angle of why they don't do that bit in The Simpsons anymore. Is just like
Yeah.
the violence displayed there, even if it is like a cartoon.
Yeah. Shockingly enough, Vivica can't find any info on any guy named Joey, I don't know, Joey Bag of Donuts. What's his fake last name?
It was like Joey Nolan.
Yeah, Joey Nolan, that's it. She calls up Kim and is like, hey, I couldn't find any info on Joey. And she's like, that's weird because last night this guy called him Sean. And Vivica's like, oh, I got it. I'm still in this one office. I've got it. I don't leave this spot until the end of the movie.
Yeah. It's like a side quest. You gotta trigger the like action flag so that she comes and saves you during the final boss battle. It's like it's like saving the wolf from the bear trap in Resident Evil 4. We save him and he distracts the giant for you.
Hey, it's that dog.
Yeah.
And Joey starts getting real possessive because she hangs up on this call with Vivica because I believe it's out when she's jogging, like everyone does in these movies.
Yeah, she has like a quick scene with the long haired guy across the street about how he's acting kind of weird and sometimes, and someone calls him by a different name. And because he confronts her after interrupts the phone call and is like in a bad mood because he saw them talking. So we're like, oh, he's getting like jealous.
Yeah. And he's like, you weren't back here when you said you were going to be back here. If you're going to be late, you need to let me know. And she's like, fucking why, you weirdo? And he's like, well, your grandpa was asking about you. I thought you'd be happy about that, considering he doesn't know you half of the time. Bitch.
Yeah.
He doesn't say bitch, but that's the energy.
Aggressive.
Yeah. So this leads Kim to start really investigating Joey herself. She goes to Parker Nursing. I think I say it the same way as that lady.
Yeah.
And talks to the director there, and she's like, I've never heard of a Joey Nolan, but I do know the other caretaker, but she's got the day off today. Meanwhile, this woman is at her grandparents' home taking care of them, despite it being her day off, allegedly. And we find out that the deal with the other caretaker is that Joey is paying her on the side off the books to help out with this, to help out with the grandparents. And she took it because she needs the extra cash because her sister got arrested recently. It's a really in-depth weird plot point.
Yeah.
And also this other caretaker, she doesn't know how Joey got the job in the first place, because he doesn't actually work at the same nursing home that she does. She asked Joey about this, and he basically says that he lied by omission to get the job. That grandma was at the nursing place. He was there, applying for a job, I think. And she was like, I really need somebody to help. My husband's Alzheimer's is getting worse, and things are just getting a little too difficult for me to handle. And she left without actually hiring anyone, and Joey followed her out to the parking lot. I have to assume he sprinted at her like an apex predator and was like, hey, I can help you. And she hired him, assuming that he worked for that nursing facility. I think I got the entire bit there.
Yeah. Yep. That's you got it there. You left out one line from her that I wrote it down because it's just she delivered it in a way that was very funny to me, which is I just need to have some soup with my grandpa.
Yeah. Such a good line read. Really has the same energy of, why don't you eat some bread? Maybe then you'll feel better.
And then after that is when we learned that the two strange men are working together.
Yep. And this one was a line that I wrote down because it gave me a big laugh. Everything around the grandma's death is really funny to me. where they're having the usual like you're getting too close conversation, and he's like, "Yeah, were you a big happy family?" Quote, "When you push Grandma Jane down the frickin' stairs."
Yeah.
Something about frickin' in there really like sells it. Oh
It's
man.
one of those things where it's with, especially in like a movie or something, and I notice a lot with wrestling when they have to like watch their language,
Yeah.
where that's one of those words where I feel like unless you're like a little kid, it just comes across as like either just do a real swear or just don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in wrestling, the one that it always drives me nuts is when they say crap. It's like if a regular person going about their day does it, it's like, yeah, whatever, I can understand this is what they're gonna say. But if it's like a wrestler and he's talking, he's like angry at the other guy and he says, I'm not taking your crap or anything, it just feels like you should just say shit.
Yeah,
I understand
exactly.
the TV guys won't let you say shit, but it feels so much goofier. It doesn't
But
feel
just
real.
say it. The FCC won't be too bad about it, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah, the weird Lifetime shit. So we find out the plan here. The plan is actually very solid, and I'm not surprised that they've been doing this for a while and that it works great. And that's that Joey, uh, basically either through just like wooing grandparents or like strong arming them, gets them to sign over the house to him. And he has done this with other sets of grandparents too, and then he kills them and makes it look like an accident or a suicide. Unfortunately, Joey this time is getting too close, and he's actually really gotten to like the idea of staying in that house with Kim and Grandpa, and just being one big happy family. And Nick makes fun of this, and he's like, I'm gonna turn my back on you now to get a beer from the fridge." And Joey says, "Yeah, yeah. Why don't you do that while I put on these gloves?" And he chokes him out, and we find out later that it is ruled as suicide because because Joey like stuck him in his car in the garage and turned it on afterwards. I find it very funny. Like logically, the leap I can make is maybe that he knocked him out and then like put him in there and actually did kill him that way.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of like the clear strangle marks on his neck, and it's like classic carbon monoxide strangling. Gets him every time.
Because that's what the thing is. This is like some like born identity shit where he knows the exact way to choke him so it doesn't leave marks. Like,
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, so we mentioned this earlier, but the grandma, we find out that her last words were, "I think he's here."
yeah, because she's taking Grandpa out for a walk because it's a nice day out. Joey's not there, so like they have that conversation. Yeah, it comes up.
Oh yeah, and then Grandpa falls over while Kim and Joey are like in the other room, I think, arguing. Um, and oh my god, they help him back up in like the worst fucking way possible. Like they're like yanking on his shoulders and stuff. I'm like, you're
Yeah,
gonna fucking like you're gonna break his arm. Like you gotta not do that. You neither of them are clearly nurses.
this is after like the police like find the body and stuff. They do some like quick questioning of her, and afterwards, like anything come up that makes you think that this is strange, or did he seem like anything was going on? And he's like, no. But I have something about that other thing you didn't give a shit about. Grandpa said that her last words were, he's here. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'll do my job later, but I can't say.
If I get around to it, got a lot of work to do not investigating this carbon monoxide strangling. So from here, Kim is sick of Joey's shit, and she
Yeah.
says like, "You're being real fucking weird to my grandpa. You're being real fucking weird to me. You're fired. I will find someone else or take care of him myself. You have a week to clear out your things." And he laughs, and pushes up his anime antagonist glasses that give a little shine and says, and I quote, "You ready for the twist?"
Yeah,
Which I
they're
thought was a
having
good
fun.
line. What happened is that Grandma already signed over the house to Joey. And the fight that night was about signing over the house because she was regretting it. She was like, I think it's a bad idea. I want to reverse that. And Joey was like, no, you fucking don't. I'm gonna kill your ass if you try and do that. Or that's the implication. And Joey's like, but like, isn't it great though that I own your house? We can share all of it. The house, your grandpa's love, like literally saying your grandpa's love, and I actually like kind of recoiled from that, like, ooh, don't like that. Also, another funny line. Don't want to say Jessica. Kim is taking care of Grandpa, and he's like, "Where's Joey? Why are you taking care of me?" And she's like, "Joey isn't able to be here today." And he says, "Is he sick?" And she goes, "Yes, Grandpa, he's very sick." Which got a laugh. It was a good line read.
Yeah. It's like, to Grandpa, it's just, oh, he's got like a stomach bug or something. To us, we know he's a sick and twisted man.
Yeah, he's sick and dark South Park humor.
And, after that is I wrote it down because it's incredibly funny. Is Vivica Fox's assistant? Joey Nolan is such an evil man that the assistant is shaking with the manila folder about him. This man is so fucked up and evil that learning about him has you like, oh god.
Yeah, like, aren't you an investigative journalist on like the police beat or something? Like, chill out.
He looks like fucking just shaken to his core by it. And Vivica drives off and is like, be like, hey, he's like a killer guy. You gotta get away from him. He's really bad. I'm gonna help you take care of this. I'm on my way. Bye. Answer your phone, please. Which this movie came out 2017. No one her age is leaving her fucking phone at home. I'm sorry, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if you're with Grandpa and you want to spend time with Grandpa, you feel bad about not spending time with Grandpa. Probably gonna have the phone in case, I don't know, something happens to Grandpa while you're
Yeah,
on
a
the trip.
safety thing if nothing else. You don't gotta be playing Candy Crush or whatever, but you know. Also, Vivica on the voicemail, or first of all, oh no, it's to her assistant. She says, "What's wrong?" And he says, "The guy is all wrong," which I felt good about that.
It's teasing the for later. It's like, oh, the movie's not the wrong guy. It's the wrong man. Maybe we'll get there. In the car after we see Grandpa and Kim, they're driving, they're talking. He's like, she changed her mind about giving him the house. But, you know, we needed a caretaker. There's no one else, and they're arguing, and she didn't want to do it. And that's when she called the cops. But by the time they got there, he talked her back into it. So she seemed fine, but that to the cops, so they're not gonna know.
What are they gonna do?
We get Vivica going to the house while Joey's talking to the cops in a conversation that just feels like silly.
Yeah.
The way he's like, you know, that guy killed himself. It's like, oh yeah, that's a bummer that he killed himself. Know anything about him? No, he's only been there a little bit. It felt like being on the other end of the Law and Order walk and talk segments. Of like when they talk to the barkeeper, is like, no, I haven't seen him in a while. He did say he had money trouble though. Maybe you should go to, he said he worked in a second job. Maybe go talk to those guys. Like, kind of gave me that vibe, but we're on the other end of, I don't know, go away, cop. I don't got information for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Then we get the opening scene where Vivica investigates Joey's house and she gets fucking got.
And Kim is waiting in line at the pharmacy.
The longest pharmacy line in the world. It was so funny.
And something that feels like, yeah, like a comedy scene too.
Yeah.
Oh, and when he's talking to the investigator, he's like, "Oh yeah, me and Kim are like together. We're an item." It's like fairly new. You probably didn't know this, but like we're together, you know.
Yeah, he ties up Vivica and he cuts the power to the house by the time that Kim gets back. And we get the whole confrontation scene, the usual type of thing. And here he confesses that his grandparents didn't die naturally. He killed them, and also his like mother who was a drug addict, and that's why he like had to be taken care of by his grandparents who were actually awful to him. And when his grandparents died, they left everything to the church and nothing to him, and he's like, I put in the work for that for that money. I should have gotten it. Which, like, he's nobody's entitled to anything, but I do feel maybe he's a little bit entitled to that.
He's the first time I felt that we have like well, I think this is the most understandable motivations of a character yet. I think the next closest is from The Wrong Student,
Yeah.
where it can kind of understand where it's coming from, because like from him, he mentions that like the grandparents were abusive to him, so it would explain why like he killed them and why he would like he's used to being around older people, so he would gravitate towards them for like his next mark, and why he would when he doesn't get his way, he would lash out and kill grandma, and also
Yeah.
why he'd be obsessed with Kim because they were incredibly more intimate than we saw even with like the wrong roommate,
Yeah.
who was that guy was also hired to like fall in love with her. While this one is it just was happened to happen.
Yeah. Coincidental. Yeah, I agree. He does have like a surprisingly reasonable, maybe not reasonable, but surprisingly understandable motivation.
Yeah, we can see where it's coming from.
Yeah. Again, he's acting his goddamn heart out here. He is crying, he's yelling, he's waving a gun around. Or does he have a gun here? I
I
think
think
he
so.
does.
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah.
like threatening him with it.
And so earlier in the movie, I saw Grandpa and I was like, I know how these movies end. Grandpa is going to hit him over the head with something and
I was
save the
hoping
day.
Grandpa would do something. I was hoping what oh, I got lost in this. I because this is something I had in the back of my mind as a theory. I didn't even write it down, but I was thinking there was a chance that Grandpa's condition was being made worse by Joey. Like he was saying,
Oh.
yeah, these are all his medications, especially at the pharmacy. They're taking forever. I thought they were gonna go. He doesn't have a prescription for this, and that's also
Mm.
not what was in this bottle or something. And because of that, not being able to refill the subscription and subdue him with the medication, Grandpa would be able to save the day by like getting up and like kicking him in the nuts or something.
Then Vivica fucking comes out of nowhere and shoots Joey in the back.
Yeah.
And she says, I told you he was the wrong man. And
Yeah.
I went, yeah, let's go.
I had picked up Rain, and usually once late at night, if I like pick him up, he like slumps over because he's just like he was comfy, and I just ruined his comfort, so he just like slumps
Oh
over, just
no.
like cuddling into me. And he's like laying there, and when she said it, I was like, yeah, she did it, Rain, finally. Like shaking him. It took him
Oh,
5 movies to do it, but she's like looking basically directly into the camera too.
Yep. I think from here on out it's every movie. If not, then it's like we only have like 2 more movies when they don't say it. It'll be kind of like randomly dispersed, but from then on like that's the bit at
Yeah.
the end of the movie. Vivica says the wrong blank. Yeah, then we get a big lore dump at the end of the movie about
Yeah.
Joey. His real name is Philip Gardner. Then he went by Sean, whatever. His MO is that he kills people and makes it look like a suicide or an accident with carbon monoxide. It doesn't really matter.
It feels like the end of Psycho of like you gotta explain it because the audience might not understand.
Jory, let me tell you, Yesterday I watched this movie and I watched North by Northwest by Alfred Hitchcock. Uh, this was the better movie. I'll say it. I
Uh-oh.
thought North by Northwest was boring as hell.
That's fighting words for a movie that has Mount Rushmore in it, if I remember right.
Yeah, it does.
And I grew up an hour away from there, so I gotta be mad.
Oh no, the South Dakotans. I'm sorry to our South Dakotan listeners.
None of them, probably.
Yeah. No, it's cool. My dad was born there. Yeah. Then the final bit, Kim is watching fake Family Feud. She's watching The Game
Yeah.
with her grandpa. And he's like, "Where's Joey?"
It's like, yeah, because he goes, "Where's Joey?" And I'm like, "Oh no!" And
Yeah.
he's like, "Good." It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
he knows Joey's a bad guy.
And then they both yell at the TV.
Yeah, they're like, "This guy's stupid."
Good bit at the end.
It's a real conclusion.
Yeah. Jory, tell me about the thrills in this movie. Does this movie have David Dakota's signature thrills?
I think if you went into this not knowing the franchise or the kind of beats that these movies are gonna have, it could have some thrills. I think the highest thrill point was the first kill, because it's like, this is just some random guy and he like pulls out the gloves. It's like, oh shit, he's gonna take care of him in like a more interesting way than just like hitting him with a rock or something than we've usually seen.
Yeah, or stabbing him in the gut.
But a lot of it feels a bit like a police procedural with the way she goes about investigating what's happening with her family. It just feels like a regular person doing those beats instead of the police doing those beats.
Yeah, definitely. There were some thrills in there. Like you said, that kill was good. I like that he seemed to be like more talented at killing than any other person we've seen so far. Who seem like more incidental killers than anything. How about gothic horror? Any gothic horror?
He cut the power and it was kind of dark in this old house.
So true.
that's the closest I can think. And I do have to point out real quick, in that ending scene too, the house is like brighter than it has been in any of the other scenes, and it's at an angle that we haven't seen before, so it's like the house seems nicer now that Joey's not there. I don't think that was intentional. I think they just used a different angle, but
it might
something.
be. Yeah. And subtle homoeroticism.
Joey loves being shirtless in this film.
He does.
This is like, I think, the most like abs. Like, he's like posed too. Like, he knows what he's doing. He knows he's showing off his bod. He's worked for it.
Yeah, and the energy between him and Nick, palpable.
Yeah,
to say the least. David Dakota loves making men growl at each other.
Absolutely.
And God bless him for it, I guess. Oh, yeah.
Real quick, I want something to match the scene from The Killer Eye, if I remember right, where it's like young college age kids that are doing something, and then there's an eye from another dimension who's killing everyone. And there's a scene where two guys who have girlfriends, not that it means anything for if they're actually gay or whatever, but I think something like happens and their girlfriends get mad, so they just kind of like sleep in the same bed together, shirtless and like tight underwear. It's like, I want something on that level to happen in one of these movies.
Here's hoping. So, Jory, how many men do you give this out of 5?
2 to 2.5. Not because of the bit that I realized as I was saying this out loud that it sounds like a reference to the CBS Chuck Lorre show.
Yeah.
See, there's I did think that before it got to like the driving action, the like final confrontation, and when she's like taking Grandpa out, the film just felt like kind of like it was dragging a little bit. I was kind of fading in and out. I am also have not been sleeping very well the last couple nights, so that could be a factor in it as well. But
Yeah.
I was not into that this movie towards the end as much as I was with the previous films. But I do think there's still stuff inside there to enjoy. Still haven't hit like a God, this is miserable low point yet.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this wasn't like a high point for me, but there was something in here that made it really click for me like, "Oh, I am currently like really having fun doing this series."
Yeah.
The fact just how ridiculous all these goddamn movies are. That being said, this one kind of boring for the most part. You know, the characters are better than usual. I love seeing Jessica Morris. You know, I kind of hope we see more of Rib Hillis. I think he's in several of these. He is next in. He's not in here for a while. Maybe we don't see more of Rib Hillis. No. Okay. Goodbye, Rib.
Oh.
Um.
I know he's in other Lifetime productions, and they're in other Lifetime productions together. Because when I was
Okay.
looking him up, I was like, this dude's name is Rib Hillis. I need to learn more. And I saw like on one of their Instagrams, they like posted an article about how they like wrote a Lifetime movie together, which is fun.
Oh, that's really cute. I would like to read something real quick from Rib Hillis's Wikipedia page. He adopted his nickname Rib while in third grade playing with frogs and enjoyed the sounds that they made. Citation needed. Which I think is actually funny because there's a line in the movie that kind of does that a little bit, where we hear the nickname Kimberby because Kim was really into bees, and he says like, I was a turtle kid myself. And I guess Rib was a frog kid. Do you think that they cast Rib before writing that nickname for Kimberly?
That's a good question. I there's like a coin flip, I think, with something like that, where it's either we don't have time to improv or change things, we gotta fucking churn this out, or the
Yeah.
other side is like, if fuck it, who gives a shit? Why not? Like,
Yeah.
why not include that in there?
Yeah. Uh, I guess the world will never know. Yeah, so 2 men out of 5 for me. It's okay. Middle of the road one of these. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying it's okay for a 2 out of 5 movie. Um I don't know if it's one that I would recommend. So far my 2 recommends are The Wrong Student and The Wrong Roommate.
Yeah.
The rest I can take or leave, or especially Leave the Wrong Child.
If you're a completionist with us and you haven't watched anything yet, you don't gotta watch all of them.
Yeah.
Promise. But this would be one that is a maybe. I think there's enough like goofy things in here. I don't know if I'll getting it on in the hallway right next to Grandpa who just laid down is not as high as shirtless knife moves, but that's a high bar to clear for me.
It is. Yeah, and same with Joey, like I don't feel the same like wanting to study him like a bug like I did with Maddie, I think
Yeah.
her name was. Yeah, it's middle of the road, you know? I actually I went back in Letterboxd and I bumped down The Wrong Child to a 1.5 just to reflect like this isn't the same quality as The Wrong Man or the wrong crush. Yeah. Final thoughts on The Wrong Man.
I think this, because they saved the most bland title for number 5, I think we're not going to see as many dips. There's a couple in there that are like, you could, like, in 2, it's The Wrong Friend. That's kind of like a basic one. But
Mhm.
for the most part, all of them seem like they'll be more like wild. Like, I'm 90% sure I already said it, but say it again. It is a choice to say the wrong mommy instead of the wrong mom or wrong mother.
Yep.
I don't know if the specific use of mommy is really going to come into play, but I'm
Oh, I'm
intrigued.
so excited for Vivica to say The Wrong Mommy.
Yeah. So it's like, how is she gonna work in like the wrong high school sweetheart?
I mean, I think she's just gonna say it. Because I have seen one clip from one later on that was, I guess I hired the wrong cheerleading coach. Which, man, that's it's good. Anyway, I don't know. The quality of these movies goes up and down so wildly.
Yeah.
I think that I think it's gonna be up for a little bit though. Though I believe we are. Oh no, we're actually not going back to Matthew Jason Walsh yet. Um, and in fact, we never do again. Goodbye, Matthew.
Yeah.
Um, but next one is actually a new writer as well, like completely new just for the next movie.
And
Then we get Adam Rockoff for a while.
yeah, it looks like for the new writer, Robert Dean Klein, it's Adam Rockoff for a while, but he pops in a couple times there, and he's done the last 3 that have come out.
He also did The Wrong Mommy.
Yeah, and also looking at the timeline, the only year they skipped since they started doing these is 23. Interesting.
Yeah, and was the miniseries coming out then? No, that was 2021 to 2022. So I guess afterwards they were like, I don't know, let's take a little break. Vivica's tired.
Yeah, we'll take a break. We'll do what Marvel couldn't even manage to do when they had a global excuse to take a break after their biggest event. They just went, no, we gotta keep going.
Yeah, I mean, fucking the wrong movies didn't either. In fact, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movies that come out in 2021, and fucking 4 that come out in 2020. Though to be fair, 2 of those are the beginning of 2020. The same day?
The back
We
to
got the
back
wrong
airing.
house sitter and the wrong wedding planner on the same day? Oh my god.
Not actually,
Anyway.
because this would be way too long. It's like, oh, we gotta cover them in the same episode.
Yeah. Oh man. Film that one on a Saturday. We can do them back to back. I mean, I'm used to 3-hour recordings anyway.
It's been so long since I've done those. So
Three Little Words was regularly 4-hour recordings.
that's
That's why I have like 7 episodes sitting on my drive that I just have not edited. One
I
of them
don't blame
is
you
6
there.
hours long. Anyway, Jory, where can people find you online?
You can find me everywhere but Blue Sky under No I'm Jory. Letterboxd got movie reviews. As these episodes are coming out, I'll populate them with a little blurb and a link to the episode for these ones, since I'm gonna see how well it works for advertising. Backlogged, got video game reviews. On Blue Sky, you can follow me at jory.zone. I pay for the domain, so I'm going to use it. Need to revamp the website if you go to jory.zone. And even though it's going to be revamped too, it's not going to be like, you're not going to get little Jory flash games or something. That would be awesome, though.
That would be cool.
But what about you? Oh, wait, hold on. I should also probably plug my other podcast too. We are watching One Piece. One Piece is back. Looks great. We're getting, I think this is the summer of shonen fights, probably. I think we're getting to all like the big fights of the arc, so you're going to have a lot of stuff of us going. And then he does a big punch, and they probably spent $1 gazillion animating that punch. Where can we find you online?
You can find me on Blue Sky at Punkdyke, PUNKDYKE. Can't believe nobody had that at there either, and cannot believe that my grandparents were going to leave that at to the church until I put on some gloves. And you can find the show on Blue Sky.
Wrongpodcast.bsky.social.
Listen to another show on Moonshot. There are many of them. There's an ad right after this bit. You can listen to my other co-host Emma's podcast, Unnatural Selection, which is about comparing books and their movie adaptations.
Oh yeah, have you been on one of those?
Oak was on one of them.
Okay.
He did Slaughterhouse 5, and then Camilla's going to be on one about Queen's Dilemma sometime in the future.
Nice. I'll plug that one too. I haven't plugged it. I was on an episode. It came out last year. It was on Stephen King's The Lawnmower Man, a 6-page short story that, if you watch the director's cut, is like a 2.5-hour fucking sci-fi epic. So I was very excited to talk about that because they're related in name only, and basically someone secured the rights and then took another script and slapped Lawnmower Man on it. But
Nice.
It counts.
It does. All right, well, until next time, I guess you listen to the wrong podcast.
I can't recover from this spell I'm under, but you could be my one escape.
4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42.
Andrew, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Marn. So I'm playing through an alternate reality game, and there's a number station puzzle that we just can't solve.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I tried everything else, and I figured that the best way to solve it would be to get into its head and think like a number station. I've been saying numbers into microphones for hours.
Okay, well, I think I have a better idea.
What's that?
You could just listen to the Argonauts podcast. Every 2 weeks, I could let you know the ins and outs of old args and give you a deep dive on how they were created.
Do you think we could have a nuanced discussion about game-making philosophy and how cultures around games have changed as well?
Yeah, and you can definitely continue to fail to solve old args along the way.
Well, it sure would be cool if that was a podcast you could find among with a bunch of other great shows over on the Moonshot Network.
You know, it sure would.
Well, cool. Thanks for the invite. Anyways, I'm going to get back to this, though. 23, 19.
Okay.
Hey, Riley.
Yeah, Andrew?
Do you want to make a podcast ad?
I do, but what would we mention?
So I think that we could probably put together an ad for a show called The Podcast Minds. There, but for the grace of pod, go we. It's a podcast where we both pitch each other podcast ideas instead of doing one ourselves.
Yeah, it's a podcast pilot pitching project. Totally. We should mention that it's a comedy show, right? Where we throw out ideas like getting weirdly deep into the themes of Jumanji.
Is that one a podcast?
No. It's a podcast idea that is actually a front for me to talk to you about hyperfixations I got.
Oh, that's most of the things that you hit me with. What about instead if we just talked about all the different ways you could do a rewatch of Lost?
Oh, that sounds like you just did what I did, but you said it in a positive voice.
Okay, and along the way, what if we pitched ideas like, I don't know, Epic Rap Battles of Mystery, the Lin-Manuel Miranda podcast?
Listen to the Podcast Minds. There, but for the grace of pod, go we on your podcatcher of choice on the Moonshot Network. Hi ho!
Hi ho! Every Friday.